Welcome to Babies from Beyond, the podcast that gives all babies a voice, whether they are still in spirit or already Earthside. I'm Lauren Dionysius, a former registered NICU nurse turned baby soul communicator, and I'm here to share the wisdom of today's babies to guide you on your motherhood journey. Okay, so after I recorded the last episode, episode 8, I realized that I was talking mostly about termination in a more general sense. But after I recorded it, I felt that termination for medical reasons, or TFMR, needed its own spotlight. So I wanted to jump in and record this brief bonus episode for you, because I know that there are quite a few of you out there who are listening to this who have been presented with that choice when it comes to termination for medical reasons. So I wanted to honour that and acknowledge that and speak into that a little from the soul's perspective. But to start with, just as a little intro, when we talk about TFMR or the termination of pregnancy for medical reasons, this is because it's been identified that there's some kind of risk to you as the mother or to your baby. And for those of you who are not familiar with this, it can be for multiple reasons. It can be structural or anatomical, especially where a scan may show some kind of problem with a baby's anatomy that's likely to be life-limiting, as in it reduces the lifespan of the baby, or it could be actually incompatible with life, meaning that the baby cannot survive life on Earth with this particular abnormality. And it's often related to the organs, the heart, the lungs, the brain, the kidneys, all of these things. Or it can also be any structure within the body as well, including the spine and skeletal issues as well. Another reason for a TFMR is a particular medical condition that may be chromosomal or genetic that can be diagnosed through scans or blood tests as well. And sometimes it can be the pregnancy itself that is causing some kind of complication for you, like your own health. I wanted to talk a little into the soul's perspective here, but I also want to start by saying TFMR is very individual. It can be very complex and complicated from the soul's perspective, a little more so than other situations where termination has become a choice or an option. So I just want to highlight that. This is a topic that I can't really generalize, but I did want to offer a little bit of insight in case it can help. As I mentioned in the last episode, TFMR is absolutely related to your body autonomy. It also gives you the opportunity to really look at your own beliefs around life and quality of life, and also your dreams and your vision, not only for your life, but also for your future child. And when it comes to some kind of physical or genetic abnormality, from the soul's perspective, I've had different experiences around this. And this is something I will say that my human brain still struggles to understand, the soul perspective around this. So if this feels strange or weird or doesn't land, then I totally get that. But sometimes there can be, in the bigger picture, a pre-planning around this to make sure that the pregnancy does not or cannot continue. And I know that can sound really harsh, especially to, because this is such a sensitive issue and sensitive topic and a big decision. But again, when we zoom out and look at the bigger picture, it's important to remember that these things are happening all the time, a lot more frequently than what we perhaps would believe. And so I've learned that when things continue to happen, there's got to be something else going on, because if it was just wrong on all levels for everyone involved, then it wouldn't happen, right? So there's got to be a bigger picture here. Well, at least that's how I see it. So as I said, it can be planned on that soul level for whatever reason. And again, every situation is very different and would require a deeper dive into that particular soul, their soul's journey, as well as your own soul's journey as well. It can also be karmic as well, looking at the soul as this infinite, powerful energy who has been to Earth and other places many times and has a lot of experiences, a lot of situations, a lot of energy that has been picked up along the way. And when it comes to karma, as I always talk about, it's not about punishment or reward even, good or bad. It's about balance. It's about having different types of experiences, having new experiences that perhaps haven't been had before. In a body, when we're talking about a baby, coming into a body that is, I don't like the words normal or abnormal, but to use these words as a point of reference, then a soul can learn a lot from that, even just for those few weeks or months that they are here on the earth. And also for the pregnancy side of things as well, it can also be an opportunity for you to learn a whole lot more than you otherwise would have learnt. And again, I say that with respect to the sensitivity and the emotional side of a TFMR, not saying it justifies things or is going to make it any easier, but again, just to offer a different perspective or a little more insight into this. But I've also seen too, and I have worked with souls around this, where, you know, these kinds of abnormalities or conditions can also be seemingly random, even from the soul's perspective. The journey of the soul, that whole experience of coming to Earth, of being conceived, even for a soul, they cannot control that completely. They can have a bit of a plan, they can have some goals, they can have some intentions around their journey. But even them, from where they are, they can't control it completely. There's always going to be an uncertainty and an unpredictability around how a soul's journey unfolds here on Earth. And that includes the physical body. Even a soul in spirit, even if they have chosen their particular body, they may have some understanding or some insight into the timelines or potential timelines around the growth of that body, but they can't control that. At the end of the day, depending on the DNA, the implantation, the womb space, the pregnancy, the nutrients, like all of these things that grow a baby there's a lot of variables that all need to come together. Sometimes for some souls, I wouldn't say there's a surprise or that it's completely unexpected, because in my experience, all baby souls coming to the earth know that despite their best laid plans, things can change and do change. So there is always a risk that the body won't grow as needed, or there will be some kind of physiological issue with cell division, DNA, growth, all of these things. So I know this was just a really brief and short episode today, but I just really wanted to emphasize with TFMR that it's very, very individual and unique for each baby and each situation and each soul, each parent, the particular variables that are coming together to create that conception and that pregnancy. And it does require a deep dive into those individual souls and the karma or the journey that they are here to experience, what they're coming to learn and grow through. So it does require asking these souls, like, what happened? Like, what's going on here? And we can ask those questions. We don't need to be afraid of these questions or the answers, but it does mean listening to the answers with an open heart, an open mind, and without judgment. So I hope that was helpful for those of you who may have experienced a TFMR or may be faced with that in the future. And also just to reassure you that it's not your fault. Again, we have a lot less control over these things than what we may think we do. So that's important to remember, that sometimes things do just happen. Other times there is a deeper reason, but it's all very individual. So I really hope that helps, and that can help give you a new perspective or some different insights into this topic of TFMR. If you're feeling the nudge to deepen your connection with your baby, whether you're trying to conceive, navigating loss, currently pregnant, or perhaps you already have baby's Earthside, then I'd love to invite you to join me in Connect with Confidence. It's a 5-week guided journey where you'll learn to recognize your baby's messages, trust your own intuition, and feel deeply supported as you nurture this soul-to-soul connection with them. The doors are open now just for a few days, and you can learn more via the link in the show notes. I'd love to walk this journey with you. Thank you for tuning in to Babies from Beyond. If you've enjoyed this episode, I'd love for you to leave me a review just wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also, head over to Instagram and give me a follow at Born Energy, and check out the show notes for more ways that you can connect with your baby's soul, including one-on-one readings and online programs to support you. Until next time, trust your journey and your baby. Take care.